One of the nice things about pre-calculus is that you can start talking about end behavior. And for example, this is a polynomial, and they can talk about end behavior. And what they always tell us to do is go, this is way to the right. We're looking at a polynomial where the leading coefficient is positive, so we know it goes way up to the right, so right equals infinity. That's nice for intuition, but if you start thinking about it, this is a little bit weird. If x is huge and positive, I'm taking a huge positive number, subtracting another huge, monstrously huge positive number, minus another big, huge positive number, plus 1. Right? It's like, well, this is a bigger infinity than this is. We don't want those kinds of discussions. We really don't. And so what happens is we have to evaluate the limit. I'm just going to go through the procedure to show you what's going to happen. I can't plug in infinity. It's not a number. Plugging in isn't going to work. Factoring and canceling isn't going to work. There's nothing to rationalize. There's no fractions to fix, nothing. Right? So when we're doing these kinds of limits, what we want to do is we pull out the highest power of x that we see. Well, I see an x to the fourth. So I'm going to pull out an x to the fourth from each term. Remember, pull out here just means divide by. We're just using the distributive law. So x to the fourth by x to the fourth is just 1. Minus 10x cubed divided by x to the fourth leaves me with 10 over x. Minus 500x squared over x to the fourth leaves me with minus 500 over x squared. If that troubles you, just multiply back through and you can see that it works. And then 1 divided by x to the fourth is just 1 over x to the fourth. Now why did we do that? Because now we can actually see what's going on inside the parentheses. If x is a huge positive number, I'm looking at a fraction with a increasingly huge denominator. Well, that's a fraction that's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. In fact, it's getting close to 0. When I look at 500 over x squared with x getting huge, the 500 is constant, but the bottom's getting huge again, and so the whole fraction is getting close to 0. The same argument applies here, and well, 1 is 1. Now what does that say? That says the stuff inside the parentheses is getting very close to 1 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0, so the stuff inside the parentheses is getting very close to 1. Meanwhile, the thing I pulled out, x to the fourth, is getting huge and positive. And when I take a huge positive number and I multiply by 1, or something really close to 1, I get huge positive numbers, and that's exactly what we mean when we write down that the limit is infinity.